This episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Onnit and their flagship product, Alpha Brain. Alpha Brain is the first fully balanced nootropic designed to increase focus and mental drive. For our listeners, get 10% off when you use promo code ROOSTER at onnit.com/gaming. That's ONNIT.com/gaming. This podcast is also brought to you by Audible.com, the internet's leading provider of audiobooks with more than 100,000 downloadable titles across all types of literature, including fiction, nonfiction, and periodicals. For a free audiobook of your choice, go to audiblepodcast.com/roosterteeth. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast.
Hey!
Live stream podcast that we have endeavored to put out. So I want to thank everyone for joining us online, taking time out of your busy day. This week we have
Not so busy. Not too busy.
Miles, Gavin, and Bernie joining us.
Hey, everybody!
Hey!
I'm Joe the Cat.
Joe the Cat.
Right
So
here.
it's not long for this world. Joe the Cat decided.
Shut up,
Joe
he's
the
fine,
Cat
he's
decided
fine.
to puke all over our fucking set today.
Oh,
the other day?
Where? Right here?
Yeah, right there.
I told you why he puked all over everything is because the goddamn idiots gave him a whole bag of catnip.
They gave him the catnip to calm his
Fucking
stomach.
amateur hour.
Is that medical marijuana?
He threw up, so they gave him catnip to calm his stomach. It's like medical marijuana.
Oh, bullshit. Whose decision was that to
was
give him
Kara.
catnip? Was it really?
Yeah, Kara, she also poured out the entire bag of catnip for him.
Oh my god.
Oh,
He's stoned.
So he's a little louder.
Here, I'll take a
Oh,
picture of
Joe.
him linked up. He's completely out of it.
Just gauzed off his face. Look
So Gus is making us find a home for Joe the Cat, and I'm not too happy about it. Hey,
I'm
Joe.
okay with it.
Well,
Look at
yeah,
buddy.
Joe causes a lot of problems.
You know, I gotta say something. There's a thing that happens at Rooster Teeth when people start working here. It usually is associated with production and the fact that we have free food all over the place here. Is that people tend to gain about 15 to 20 pounds when
Yeah.
they first start working here.
15.
Joe the Cat is no exception. I tweeted a photo, or not tweeted, but I sent a photo to the guys in the annex, or as you call it, the annex.
The annex.
The back lot.
The back lot, which is the building where we shoot the podcast, and that's where Joe lives. I sent him a photo. Joe looks skinny as a rail. He looks like a happy little kitten, and now he's a big fat fuck.
That is
What?
a fact.
One of us.
It's for his own health that he needs to leave.
So you're really
So he's not vomiting, and so he goes back down to a healthy weight.
There's two people in this company who hate Joe the Cat, and it's you and Matt.
Newsflash: there
Brandon
are way more than two people who
hates-
hate that cat.
Who
there
hates
might be
the cat?
There might be two people who like that cat.
No, I
in
love the
entire
cat.
company.
No, dude, the cat has like a jihad out on everybody here in the back. Like there was pissing on backpacks. There was throwing up everywhere. There was, especially Brandon.
Yeah,
He targeted Brandon for like 3 weeks.
The worst thing is when I come to the back lot and I need to plug a USB cable into a computer, I have to be careful not to touch the floor because I'm guaranteed that cat has pissed everywhere.
It smelled like piss.
It smells like ammonia and cat vomit everywhere. It's so fucking gross.
It's cat, dude. It's gross.
I must not smell it. I think the cat's fine.
It's more of a fire.
It's because you're never in the back lot.
Let's take a vote. Let's take a vote of cast members on the podcast today. Does Joe the Cat stay?
Yeah.
All in favor, Joe the Cat staying?
I'm gonna say
That's-
yes, but just because I want to see Brandon suffer.
Well, also Joe the Cat votes for himself, so you guys are outvoted 3-2. So Joe the Cat stays.
I hate him, but
Joe.
I'm okay with him staying over
That's a
here.
quorum. Yeah, Joe's been on more. He's been on as many live action podcasts as anybody else.
He's a star.
It's true. We got to end that.
He's a staple. He's a staple cast member. You can't get rid of him now.
We'll never get rid of him because his hair's all over this freaking couch.
We have a couple of events coming up pretty soon. I'm curious to see how we handle the podcast since we're going to have people coming and going quite a bit. We have New York Comic Con.
Who's going to New York Comic Con?
I want to say that's Matt, Kathleen, Monty, and Ray.
Why isn't Michael going to New York Comic Con?
He was going to go, but I think something came up and he couldn't go after all.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I was told. And then we're going to MCM Expo in London, and I believe that's Jeff, Gavin, and Ben. Y'all be three-manning it.
Yay.
I think that y'all have a panel at MCM.
Oh, do we do?
I think they're launching like an internet portion of the expo, and I think they're calling it VidFest.
Sweet.
And I
So-
think you two are going to be up
Let's
there.
get drunk and do a panel.
Is MCM Expo, is that Comic Con London? Is that also called Comic Con there?
No,
No?
no.
I went with Gus last year.
I might prove
Yeah.
you wrong.
That was a good time.
That was horse shit. Did you guys show up and none of the merchandise showed up?
I mean, aside from the convention, it was
so
a good time.
none of our merchandise showed up, and then we had to deal with customs. It was stuck in customs. They didn't get the clearance forms in time. It was like this whole multi-layered fuck up. So this year we thought we're going to send our stuff way in advance. It'll get there plenty of time. What is it called? Comic Con?
London MCM Expo, London Comic Con.
Lame.
That's what it's called. Maybe Comic Con isn't as strong a brand in the UK.
It's
Well,
Comic-Con
Comic Con's not a brand. It's
It's
just
a company.
That New York Comic Con's not affiliated with San Diego Comic Con.
not?
No, they're just.
Oh.
Comic-Con.
Well, this is
That's
Rooster
really
Teeth.
confusing.
This is Rooster Teeth.
Comic-Con.
What are you talking about?
Comic-Con is not a cohesive brand.
It's not?
No, it's just a generic term.
That's bullshit.
So San Diego Comic-Con is something, New York Comic-Con is something, fucking Austin Comic-Con is actually run by Wizard World.
really?
Yeah.
And don't they have to put like they're not affiliated with or whatever? I couldn't believe when I found out that Comic-Con, what we call Comic-Con, which is San Diego Comic-Con, that's hard to say a bunch of times, that is a non-profit organization.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
That's pretty cool.
No,
Why is that cool? What is
What-
cool
I don't
about
know.
that?
I don't know. I just think that I have no.
So when you hear non-profit, you assume it's charitable?
I assume they're not as big of dicks. Maybe I don't know. Yes.
Profits equals
Profits are dicks. So okay, we got socialist.
the Miles Luna School of Economics.
For the
Miles Luna
people.
over here.
Oh, where's your glass?
For the people. I don't have my glass.
So yeah, so but this and then this year, so we decided to send our stuff to London way in advance. Guess what? It's caught up in customs again. But
is
luckily,
not.
we have a month to figure it out. So
The bad thing is about last time is that it all made it to the country and it was sat in customs, ready to clear customs, but then they went home
Let me
for
see
the
this.
weekend.
Yeah, so I can safely say here that these are what were causing us the most trouble. We sent Griff balls to London.
You're mailing
So
bombs to London.
If they get through customs in time in the next 3 weeks, these will be for sale in at MCM Expo in London.
Is it really the grip balls causing the
The
problem?
Griff balls are causing a problem because they came from overseas where they were manufactured, and it's like dealing with 3 countries importing fabrics. It's like
Really? It's not. Yeah, there's all these weird rules of
It's
export.
fucking crazy.
But it's not because it's a bomb, right?
No, it's not because it's a bomb.
I was
And
saying,
then
what's
we're also going to Australia. We're going to Supernova in Adelaide and Brisbane.
And who's going to that?
Kathleen, Chris, and
Carrie. They are doing. Chris and Carrie are doing something really cool, which I don't know if we can talk about.
No, we should
yet.
not talk about that.
But they're doing something really
So
cool
jealous.
associated with being down under, which is going to be a lot of fun.
So now with all these people coming and going, I'm curious to see how the podcast is affected.
If you're thinking
You'll be
about
fine.
going to any of those events and you can, I would say New York Comic Con in particular might be a good one to go to because we'll be showing something that we've never shown before at New York Comic Con. Do we have a panel at New York Comic Con?
No,
we're trying
we're
to
on
get
the
one.
waiting list.
Okay.
So if one of the other panelists, then we're in.
Nice.
We're like the vice president. We're ready to step in.
Let's find like the most company that's in the most tentative position and try to run them out of business really quick so we can get a panel.
So we are booth 1106 at New York Comic Con, which is pretty much the exact same place we were last year if you saw us there.
How are we going to show that thing if we don't have a panel?
I don't know.
Ask that question.
Everybody
to
can
all
crowd
of you.
around an iPhone or something.
No,
That'll probably work.
We'll figure something out.
We'll hang out at a bar.
Yeah.
Did we ever talk about, we were at a convention probably a year ago where we went on an adventure to get ice from an ice machine.
No, we never talked about that.
How?
We were like super drunk and we needed
Okay.
ice.
Yeah, so we were drinking in Gus's hotel room. It was towards the end of the convention, and we needed ice. And Gus, for some reason, is in his boxers at this point in
Jesus.
the hotel room. So there's no ice machine on our floor, so we have to walk all the way up some stairs to an ice machine.
We walked up 2 flights.
2 flights of stairs. I've got video of all of this. I don't know if we've never posted it.
No.
Maybe one day.
It sounds
RT Life.
horrible.
RT Life. And so Gus is like standing there for ages getting all this ice. He's like, and then I'm bored, like filming stuff, like filming his boxes.
Slow
and then no, regular speed stuff. And then we walk back into the hallway, and I'm like, Gus, go, run to there and back. Give me the ice. Just run there and back in your boxes. And he like goes running off, and I just see him like disappear down the hallway. And then he like does this thing with his arms and spins around and comes running back. And we're both drunk at this point. I start running towards him, but I've got the ice, so it's like. And I'm like, and we're like getting closer and closer. I slam into him, and the ice just goes all over.
It was one of the most
everywhere.
satisfying sounds I've ever heard is that collision and the ice just going crunch.
I would just love
Why?
to see that from the peephole of the door that we collided. Imagine seeing that, just 2 dudes just like.
I'm trying to
and a
comprehend why
bucket
you
of ice.
do that.
I don't know. I like
Here,
to.
this is why.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay.
Cheers, dude.
And
That was-
then, like you said, I was already in my boxers, and then about 5 minutes after we got back to the hotel room, we started wrestling. And then, like the next day, I had to fly. Well, I think, the next day I had to get on a plane, and I got to the airport, and I was like, "Oh, why does my back hurt?" I went to the bathroom at the airport, and my back was just bruised. I had giant welts all over my back because this fucking asshole was punching me.
Do you bruise easily?
No, I
because we
don't.
used to go. Remember, we used to go play paintball. You and I. We would go to these 3-day long scenario paintball events where,
Dude.
we would be out like the middle of the night, like, crawling through the forest, and some people would bring tanks out there, and these like ferrets and jeeps and all this.
You
stuff.
can't say that. You
ferrets?
can't
A
say
ferret
that.
is some kind of military vehicle.
I
knew
had,
that was
I
gonna-
had pictures something way more adorable.
You also-
a first wave of just small rodents and
They also
cardboard
had,
tanks.
Motion sensing automated defense turrets.
What?
Yep. There was like, so it was like, imagine like the tripod that those cameras are on, but with a paintball gun on it and a motion sensor. And if it sensed motion, like the gun would whip around.
Good
That's the
God.
scariest thing I've ever
And then
heard.
just start automatically shooting paintballs.
We should
in that
buy
direction.
10.
shit.
We should buy 10 of those and set them up in the lobby of Rooster Teeth. See what happens.
So you guys are shot every time you come out.
In Aliens, don't they set up turrets like that? Like
Yeah,
down
dude.
the hall?
Yeah.
And they're
That's one of
monitoring?
the
Awesome.
deleted scenes in Aliens.
Yeah.
There's a
That's the
whole-
director's cut,
Yeah, the
which is a
director's
way
cut.
better movie.
It's a longer movie.
Better though.
Yeah.
Bit of
Look, you
history.
got cool turrets.
In fact, we're dealing with something like that now because I think the final length of RVB season 10 is, I want to say, 2 hours and 45 minutes.
It's a long movie.
Is that longer than season 3?
Yeah, it is. Season 10 is our longest one. And we're trying to figure out when we're going to show this thing theatrically. We're probably going to do another premiere night at the Alamo. But we're thinking we should probably cut it down from 2:45 to like 2 hours.
Well, you've done that in the past. You cut down season 3 for a New York screening that I went to.
Season 1 also had an abbreviated version. Do you remember that?
I think we abbreviated down to an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was a
from like
1 hour version.
I think it's like an hour
I think
35.
It's shorter than that, isn't it? I thought it was like 80.
Is it?
I think the original runtime's 80, and there's a 60-minute cut that I've seen.
Do you find it hard to edit down your own stuff?
I mean, especially with animation, it's like it is what it is. You know what I mean? You've edited it down already. The hard part is now there's so much more music in Red versus Blue. Once you start layering in music, it becomes really hard to edit around that.
Right.
Really, because so much.
Well,
of the stuff
especially
is
the way
timed to
Monty,
music.
Monty works with his timing to bits
Music.
of music and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
And stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and Jeff Williams as well.
Yeah.
Just cut out all the dialogue. Make it like one bitchin' like music video that's all like super action.
But you're,
Just cut all the reds and blue stuff. Just cut the original characters.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Do that to me.
How dare you? How dare you? You know, that paintball events that we would go to, that's where I established my love affair with night vision goggles because people would be out there in the middle of the night. One guy had like a, I don't know how to describe it. It was basically like a stick with a TV on it. And he would just sit here and look, and it's like, it was completely black, and this guy was holding like a view finder for the rest of the world. Like, you just look around, you'd sit behind him, and he'd look, and you'd see some dude like creeping with a paintball gun. Everybody would go pop, 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 and shoot him.
Yes,
That
they
is
could
a
have like
hell.
3 dudes with guns behind him, like looking at the screen, and then when they'd see something, they'd all like turn and start firing in that direction.
You make me
Yeah.
feel really ghetto. Like my friend and I had one paintball gun that we shared, and it was literally one of us would take turns shooting at the other one that would like run across the field and be like, "How many times can we hit you?" Okay, now switch. We just had jeans.
And
a
I'm
t-shirt.
making you feel ghetto? That's ghetto, dude.
No, but you're making me feel like I do like shitty stuff because you were going out playing
do
night.
stuff. That's the definition of something shitty.
That's pretty shitty.
had
Like,
one
did
gun
you
and
not
you
have a mask where you like, did you cover your eyes and your mouth?
There was a time where we just wore like those Speedo swimming goggles because that was all we had at the time. We weren't dumb.
That
We
is
were just
ghetto.
poor.
how's that not dumb?
Well, I mean, it's it's not as dumb as just going without.
Well, you get hit in the
goggles.
mouth with a paintball, or your
Well, that
teeth
would
will go.
suck.
Well, like at your high school, like when the defense came off the field, did they have to change helmets with the offense, like trade off? They had to share helmets with somebody? Like the wide receiver had to hand off to the tight end?
Do
or
I look
something
like the
that?
type of guy that would go to football games? Let's be real.
Yeah, I found this out about Miles. He knows nothing about sports. We were talking about.
I really don't know much
Really?
about
He didn't
sports.
know who the owner of the Dallas Mavericks was.
Oh,
I did.
And you did,
Yeah.
or whatever.
I don't know sports. I have my roommate is like a huge sports fan, and like he'll go out and he'll run a few errands and he'll leave like football on the TV, and then when he gets back, there's like anime, and I have like my Sega in my hand, and it's just like I don't know. We get along fine, but
You're like the
we
odd
make fun-
couple.
Yeah, pretty
like,
much.
From football to anime, that's
You-
a pretty
that's a pretty
far
drastic jump.
fall.
You were talking about your bruise. People are always amazed when I tell them this, but I've never had one
What?
in my
you,
life.
You
That's
are
a load of shit.
inviting a world of shit. On
I,
yourself.
I got Jackson on the podcast
The other day,
for many reasons.
we were doing Awu, and I decided to climb up on my chair and then onto Jeff's shoulders.
Obviously.
And I fell off backwards, and I landed on the arm. Like I went from the height of Jeff's ceiling to on the arm of the chair on my shoulder. Really hurt for about 4 days, but there's no bruise. There's nothing.